Hey, welcome to Tuesday Tea Time with Dorina. I want to welcome all our first time viewers and those that will be watching the replay, and a special shout out to those that have been supporting us and continuing to view Tuesday Tea Time. You're so welcomed in this place. All right. So, those that may not know, uh, Tuesday Tea Time is presented through Women of Wisdom. We are a nonprofit organization here to bridge the generational gap between the older and the younger generation, to pass on vital knowledge to one another in the next generation, to empower with practical wisdom and confidence. Okay. Who does not need wisdom? I was talking to a lady this week and I was telling her that, I was sharing uh, women of wisdom with someone, and they were telling me, well, I don't really need that. And I'm like, who doesn't need wisdom? And those that say they don't need it are the ones that do need it. How about that? All right. So, as I always do, I want to share with you my tea that I'm drinking tonight. I'm drinking a brisk tea with a little lemon in it, and I have my da da my Tuesday tea time cup with Dorina. My daughter-in-law uh, had this made for me, and they are visiting with me. So, tea time. Mm, it's nice and cool. So I hope that you have your cup, whether it's tea or water or juice or whatever, and that you fill your cup up with lots of wisdom tonight. All right. Now remember, knowledge is power, but applied knowledge is powerful. All right. So let's go ahead and get to our topic tonight, and it's I've been talking a little bit about confidence, and we have this workshop coming up this Saturday. So if you have not registered, go ahead and register, or you can register at the door. Okay. So we hope to see you there. We are going to have a phenomenal time, and oh my goodness, you're not going to want to miss it. And I know I keep saying that because it is true. All right, how about that? Okay. All right. So, our topic tonight is, wow, resiliency. Okay. And resiliency is the ability to be able to bounce back after difficult situations. And so, we go through difficult situations. We deal with anger, we deal with grief, we deal with life challenges and changes, and how we bounce back is either going to cause us to fail or it will cause us to succeed. So we want to make sure that we practice resilience, and we develop in that skill. Okay. So it's not something that you just automatically are born with, it's a skill that can be developed. Okay. Excuse me. Excuse me. Okay. So let's let me share this with you because I want you to see this. Resilience involves behaviors, thoughts, and actions that can be learned and developed in everyone. Okay. And resilience is about basically adaptability. How do you adapt to things? And that's very important because you know what? We need to learn how to be adaptable people because change comes to everyone. Even if you try to ignore change, change is happening. And we can get what they call stuck, in situations, but change, that was still a change. You changed from being unstuck to being stuck. And so, there are steps in life that we go through, and you're either going to go up the steps or you're going to go down the steps. Okay. And you want to make sure, whichever way you end up going, which hopefully is up, that whatever challenges you have to deal with, you know how to bounce back. Okay. Because listen, there's always going to be something that's going to make you angry. There's going to be grief in life, because a lot of times death brings grief. And through those things bring anger. But it's all about how you adapt, how you deal with it. And whichever way you deal with it, you want to make sure that you deal with it with wisdom. All right. So I was thinking earlier today, because I had posted this post and I was trying to figure out, how am I going to say this? Well, on the post, it says we ought to know when someone is too stupid to be with us, you know. And I was thinking, how sometimes you just have to step back and you have to wait for wisdom to come to you. And so, if we learn not to be hasty about things and learn to patiently wait on wisdom, we will make less mistakes. And especially with resilience working in us properly, we will be able to bounce back out of situations without making ourselves look like fools, because we don't want to look like fools. We want to be teen girls and women that knows how to exhibit wisdom. And sometimes wisdom doesn't just pop in our head right away. Sometimes, we gotta wait for wisdom to come to us, because we have to settle our emotions. And since resilience involves behavior and thoughts and actions, we have to wait for wisdom to show us how to bounce back or be resilient in a wise way. How about that? That's pretty good, huh? Let's take a tea break, because I want a little bit more of this tea, right? Tea time. Now, I like to share with you a quote, because I just like to do that anyway. And I have one, which is, I can be changed by what happens to me, but I refuse to be reduced by it. Now, you know what? That is proper resiliency. And that's by Maya Angelou. Come on. Now you meditate on that for a minute, okay? Because change, like I said, happens to all of us. But if we learn to refuse to allow it to reduce us, then we are in control of how we respond. And we want to be able to bounce back out of anger and grief and difficulties with wisdom. That means that if somebody do you wrong, if somebody says something to you, if circumstances uh, mm, just did you wrong and you're angry, you have got to know how to bounce back properly, or you can make that situation worse. And especially in relationships, it's important that we know how to bounce back properly in relationships because, sometimes, I know you probably heard this before, that don't burn the bridge, that you have to go because you may have to go back across that bridge, so it's better to learn how to treat people really the way that you want to be treated, even if they don't act right, because sometimes that person later on in life may end up being your boss. You just never know. And I know some of you out there, you probably already have experienced this and you can relate. So, and some of us have said, oh my goodness, thank goodness that I treated that person right, even when I didn't feel like it. Okay. So, uh, going by your feelings and allowing those things to lead you will definitely get you in trouble if you don't know how to control them properly. All right. So, again, we want to make sure that we are using wisdom in everything that we say and do. Okay. So you're going to bounce back out of difficulties because we all have to bounce back. But you want to bounce back with wisdom. You don't want to ruin relationships for life. You don't want your circumstances to become worse because you don't know how to handle life properly. And proper resiliency, knowing how to adapt to situations properly, have using intelligence and maturity will help you to advance in life. And just, if you're going to be an entrepreneur, if you're going to run a business, then you have got to put these things into practice. And it does take practice to developing things. I was just telling one of my granddaughters about patience, and she was just, waiting for my iPad to allow her to um, get, code back in because she just coded it until it said, okay. And I told her, well, you should have came to Nina and asked. That's something, take advantage of that. You should have asked before you did that. So that was for somebody. But anyway, I just was telling her, who likes to wait? Come on, realistically, nobody really likes to have to wait. But this is definitely something that we have to develop in life because regardless to whatever you do, even planting a garden, you have to have patience. You put that seed in the ground, you got to cultivate it and water it, and then you wait. You have to wait for the roots to grow and go down deep before you even see anything come out of the surface. And even then, you have to wait for the fruit or the vegetable to develop once it has came out of the ground. So even in life, what we're doing in life, whether we're building a career, whether we're building a company, or whether we're going through school or college, know how to bounce back, know how to adapt to the things that you go through in life, and have patience and watch these things turn out for your good. Okay. And they will, as long as you know how to bounce back properly and do things correctly. Okay. Now, I'm going to give you something real quick that will help you because I always like to do that. One thing that will help you learn how to adapt quickly is, and I've been saying this, so this is, I'm going to keep repeating this because it's so vitally important. Self awareness. You have to know yourself. You have to have knowledge. With knowledge comes confidence. With knowledge comes adaptability, because the more that you know about yourself, the more you'll be able to know how to respond properly to something. What triggers you? If you don't know what triggers you, something catches you off guard, and then you don't know how to respond. You don't know how to bounce back. So you got to have self awareness. Okay. Healthy thinking. Have healthy thinking. And then number three, a good support system, strong relationships. They will always encourage you how to bounce back properly. And we need relationships. Don't try to be a long ranger, because a long ranger is going to lack proper resiliency, confidence, and wisdom, because we learn these things from relationships with other people. All right. So that's our Tuesday tea time with Dorina. Real quickly, I want to show you this as well. Okay, Crown with Confidence Tea Party. Let me tell you, session one is going to be rising strong with confidence and resilience. So there's going to be some elaboration on this. Just I'm sharing just a little bit with you, but oh my goodness, you come to empower and be empowered. All right. Our second session is going to be how I got over. Oh, that's going to be good. Our youth speaker, and we have a business highlight. We have a poetry and sofa chat, and you will walk out having more wisdom and confidence when you leave. All right. So, as I always tell you, Dorina loves you. And remember to always walk in wisdom, my friend. Register for the tea party or register at the door this Saturday. Don't miss out. All right. Have a great night.